Tonight, COVID booster shots have been approved for some, but not all Americans. We'll explain why. Plus, 2 lawmakers are asking for an investigation into Fort McCoy and the treatment of Afghan refugees. And while the DNR is saying less is more, at least when it comes to some fish in Minnesota lakes.
From CBS 3 Duluth, this is the CBS 3 News at 6.
Welcome to the CBS 3 News at 6. We are taking a live look at downtown Duluth. Today, early voting for the upcoming general election began. Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. 4 seats are up for vote on the Duluth City Council and 2 seats on the Duluth School Board. Starting today, residents can vote by absentee ballots or in person at City Hall. The general election will take place on November 2nd. The city is also looking to hire election judges. For information on how to apply or for more details on voting, you can head to cbs3duluth.com. An FDA advisory panel rejected Pfizer's request for COVID booster shots for Americans 16 and older, but they took a second vote, which paves the way for some Americans to get a third shot. Supporters of boosters point to data from Israel, which showed severe cases sharply decreased in the 60 and over age group following their third dose.
If we had not started booster doses at the end of July, we would have come to the capacity of Israel hospitalization capabilities.
But some scientists question Israel's data. There's also disagreement on whether the general population needs the boosters and whether it's more important to concentrate on the unvaccinated before giving third shots. 2 lawmakers are calling for an investigation into claims of possible mistreatment to Afghan refugees at Wisconsin's Fort McCoy. Democratic U.S. Reps Gwen Moore of Wisconsin and Ilhan Omar of Minnesota wrote a letter to the U.S. Defense Secretary. They say they've heard concerns about the Wisconsin military base's condition. Those include families lacking access to basic necessities. Base officials say personnel are seeking constant feedback from the Afghans on how they can improve their stay. Fort McCoy is one of 8 military bases in the U.S. that is temporarily housing refugees from Afghanistan. Prosecutors say they have new evidence in their case against an Illinois man charged with killing protesters in Wisconsin. Both sides met today for an evidence hearing in the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse is charged with shooting 3 people during protests in Kenosha last year. 2 men died, a third was injured. Prosecutors want the judge to let them use a video of Rittenhouse taken outside a CVS pharmacy. They say in the video he is heard threatening to shoot 3 people who he claimed were shoplifting with no evidence of the alleged crime. The defense doesn't want the video used.
There are claims against the defendant that go to his state of mind in terms of intent or recklessness, and it's my burden to prove that.
The trial is set to begin on November 1st. The protests Rittenhouse attended in Kenosha took place in response to the deadly officer-involved shooting of 17-year-old Jacob Blake. Travel Superior is speaking out about the city's plan to change the way they dole out money collected from tourism spending. The Superior City Council voted this week to create a tourism commission. That group will decide how to distribute 70% of the city's hotel-motel tax collection. That money was previously given to Travel Superior to carry out the city's marketing campaign. Tonight, Travel Superior leaders say they're disappointed and the system wasn't broken. They added they plan to submit a proposal if the city asks for it. Well, Dave is here for a quick look of the weather. Dave, we got a good dose of rain last night, and it sounds like we might get a little dose of some cooler temps heading into the weekend.
Yeah, that's the gist of it, Kristen. Last night was warm and stormy. Now tonight's going to be dry and cool, especially for the inland parts of northern Minnesota where a frost advisory is in effect. Low temps could drop towards the freezing mark, so gardeners beware. You've got a couple hours to get out and take those necessary precautions. The cool down's coming from the advance of high pressure slipping in from Canada. And as usual, a Canadian high leads with its cool side, so that's why it'll be a little bit brisk tomorrow morning, followed by near normal temperatures in the afternoon. But the backside of that high will warm things up for Sunday, pushing us towards the 80s. Here's our short-term forecast that says by the lake it'll be mid-40s, even though it'll be low 30s inland. Tomorrow's high temp, 68 degrees, is pretty close to normal, but we could crack 80 on Sunday. I'll talk about how long that dares to stick around coming up in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. A house fire displaced a Duluth family and claimed the lives of 8 dogs. The fire started around 9 o'clock this morning in the Central Hillside neighborhood. Smoke was pouring out a second-story window when crews first got there. No one was home at the time, but a woman and her 10-year-old daughter are now without a home. 2 adult dogs died in the fire, along with 6 3-day-old puppies. Firefighters were able to rescue 1 other dog with CPR and an oxygen mask. Duluth fire officials say they go through a lot of special training to make sure they can save any species' life.
Over the years, we've saved plenty of birds or encountered some exotic pets, but if it's safe and we can carry it, we'll rescue it. So it's just the way it is. We understand all pets are part of the family.
The fire caused about $45,000 in damage. The cause is under investigation. The Superior National Forest lifted its fire restrictions today. That includes in the boundary waters. While campfires, charcoal grills, and stoves are allowed, forest leaders want you to keep your fire small and make sure it's completely cold before leaving it unattended. There are some fire restrictions still in place, and you can check out our website for those details. The Superior National Forest fire restrictions took effect earlier this summer during the height of the state's drought conditions. And some good news to share on the biggest fire burning in the Superior National Forest. Containment on the Greenwood fire jumped again today, now up to 80%. The fire, which is now burning more than 26,000 acres near Isabella, started a month ago after a lightning strike. It destroyed more than a dozen homes and cabins and other outbuildings. People living in the McDougal Lake area are still being asked to stay away from their property. A new regulation being proposed might have you catching bigger fish in lakes around Duluth. CBS 3's Quinn Gorham tells us about that new idea and what it could mean for local anglers.
As it turns out, more isn't always better. At least that's what Jared Houston, a local charter captain, says about panfish. So for Jared, the DNR's new proposal for a lower bag limit on bluegills and crappies is good news. He says he's seeing fewer of those fish reach big sizes.
You know, over the last few years, we've lost that size. They've diminished, they've gotten smaller and smaller, and less numbers.
The new regulation would put a limit of 5 bluegills or crappies on 6 of the Duluth area lakes. Dan Wilfon with the Minnesota DNR says the goal is to allow more fish to breed, creating a more robust population.
Anglers tend to harvest the larger fish in the system, and they take a long time to grow to get to that point. So when you reduce the bag limit, you're reducing the amount of large fish that are removed.
He says similar bag limits have been well received in the past.
And most people, when we go back and we say, well, here's the data, you know, you've got bigger sunfish now. We can go back to what it was before if you'd like, but people support what the change that's been done because it's been successful.
People like Houston who say they're excited at the prospect of once again catching quality fish.
I think the whole big thing here is that everybody can get out there, enjoy the chance to catch big fish and many fish once again, so that'll be good.
The DNR will be listening to public feedback, and they plan to hold an open house on October 5th before officially deciding whether to approve the new regulations. The annual Hawk Ridge Festival took flight today, starting its 3-day bird watching experience. The festival takes place here in Duluth during birds' peak migration time. Many showed up bright and early with both their eyes and binoculars to the sky. Thousands of different types of birds come through Hawk Ridge mid-September, making this weekend crucial for bird lovers, especially for seeing broad-wing hawks. Executive Director of Hawk Ridge Observatory, Janelle Long, says the festival is all about celebrating a unique aspect of Duluth.
Just, gathering people during that time of year where we're seeing an amazing number of birds of an amazing number of species. And so it's just a great time to celebrate this wonderful natural phenomenon that we have happening right here in Duluth.
The event consisted of workshops, lectures, interactive demos, and educational programs. For more information on the festival, you can visit our website.
And tonight, Duluth Oktoberfest kicks off.
Well, we sure kicked up the rain last night. 0.6 of an inch fell in the Duluth area, bringing us up to a surplus now for the month of September. For the weekend, we'll be on the dry side, but another round of rain could be with us by Monday. We'll talk about all of this with the 7-day forecast right after our break.
You're watching the CBS 3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, sports with Kelly Hinseth, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on live, local, CBS 3.
We're kicking off a new season in NYC.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book. And as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-816-8219. That's 800-816-8219.
Lake Superior College is nationally recognized for quality and affordability, offering over 90 programs including career, technical, and general studies for transfer. At LSC, you can start here, save thousands. Apply for free at lsc.edu.
No one has ever reinvented mattress shopping until now. The grand opening of Slumberland Sleep Solutions, where we've simplified, uncomplicated, and laid things out for you. Start with a quick rest match to pick your basic mattress type.
You love memory foam.
I really do.
Then shop the information and rating system on each bed. Did you know you can get great back support with a soft feel? It's true, and easy to find. Mattress shopping, reinvented, only at Slumberland Furniture.
The Royal Enfield Bullet was designed in 1955 and not updated until 2008. It takes an experienced hand to keep one running. I've ridden in the rain and the snow, but prefer not to. That's why motorcycles and meteorology go together so well. It also takes an experienced hand to make an accurate riding forecast. As our region's longest-serving meteorologist, I think I have the touch needed to get it right.
Watch Dave Anderson weeknights at 5, 6, and 10.
Tennant, Special Agent in Charge, NCIS Hawaii.
The only lead we have is a name. Robberies, murders, massive explosions.
Just going where the case takes me, Captain. When anyone on my team is in trouble, I'm the first call. We're practically family here.
And it's just the way I do things, because it's a jungle out here when the moon's out.
We're kicking off a new season in NYC.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Rain totals after midnight last night were pretty decent. Heck, they were pretty decent before midnight as well. But this is the overnight system of numbers here, where more than 0.8 fell in Ontonagon towards the UP. And, of course, in Superior, they got about the same amount. Into the 0.8 range also were Carleton here and Hayward. 3/4 of an inch fell in some Duluth neighborhoods. Same deal for Grand Marais and Mason, Wisconsin. Washburn, a little more than 1/2 of an inch. And so for a lot of towns, that brought our rain totals for the month of September up to higher than normal levels, even though, of course, for the year 2021 here, we're still running a deficit. But another chance of rain coming on Monday may help solve that problem a little bit as well. In between, the weekend should be nice. Current conditions from the airport in Duluth, not bad. 65 degrees with relative humidity 39%. Northwest wind 14 miles per hour. For the time being, should fall more towards 5 to 10 as the night goes on, though. Current barometric pressure holding steady on the high side at 30.13 inches of mercury as a high takes over for last night's low. Current temps 64 to 65 degrees from Ironwood to Watersmeet. In northern Wisconsin, we're going from 66 in Solon Springs to 68 degrees in Hayward, and a lot of the rest of the towns in northwestern Wisconsin are in between those two numbers. For example, LaPointe and Superior. Minnesota numbers still in the 60s for the most part, though we have dipped into the upper 50s up the Gunflint Trail. Low temps tonight for the Arrowhead of Minnesota could dip down into the low 30s, and that's why a frost advisory covers the inland parts of the Arrowhead. Doppler map right now shows the remnants of last night's rain leaving fairly early this morning, and the clouds going as well as higher pressure advances from Canada. So the Canadian high initially cools us down. That's why we're dropping into the 30s for Minnesota towns tomorrow morning. And daytime highs tomorrow with sunshine will be near normal, which is the upper 60s. But the backside of the high will warm things up on Sunday. It'll still be sunny, but we'll crack 80 degrees. Then we'll have heat and humidity in the atmosphere for this low to feast upon, bringing us another thunderstorm chance for Monday and for Tuesday. Some of the latest models indicate this one could be a soaker as well. Tonight in Minnesota, let's take a look at those temperatures. I think the lows will go as cool as 32 for the Mesabi range to as warm as 48 right by the lake. Partly cloudy then with inland frost possible. Wisconsin and Michigan will be a bit milder, 38 to 42 there. Partly cloudy sky. Tomorrow, sunshine and 68 to 71 for Wisconsin and the UP. Mostly sunny for Minnesota as well. Low 60s perhaps by some lakeside communities, but otherwise 68 to 71 for inland towns. So we'd turn about as fair play. Cooler in the morning, warmer in the afternoon. Extended forecast shows sunshine and 80s on Sunday. Then Monday, cloudy, 70s. Shower and storm chance lasts through Tuesday, and then it cools down, dropping back into the 60s Tuesday through next Friday.
Thanks, Dave. Bring on the beer and the lederhosen. After a year off during the pandemic, Duluth Oktoberfest is back at Bayfront, featuring a big tribute to German heritage. CBS 3's Abigail Smith joins us live from Bayfront, taking in all the excitement today. Abby, you've been there for a while. What's been your favorite part so far?
Yeah, I'm in Bayfront right now, and I've been here for about an hour, and there's so many fun things going on. And talk about beer and food and fun. There are a lot of games that you can see behind me, some of which I've tried and not so good at. I haven't tried any of their drinks, but I have had their food, an apple Bavarian crisp, and let me tell you, it is as delicious as it looks. With all the excitement and me trying one of these games, you probably can see behind me, it's a little friendly game where you have a hammer and you try to push the nail in against someone else, and so you can push your nail in first. But I decided to do something a little different because that wasn't working out for me. So I am going to roll a barrel. We're going to see how this goes, and hopefully not to Oktoberfest and honor Oktoberfest in this way. I've seen a lot of people do this, like, throughout the whole hour, and it looks really easy, but let me tell you, when you're actually doing it, it's kind of hard. You got your back cranked, and it's just, it's kind of a lot. And let me tell you, it's a workout. Well, anyway, I'm going to stop there. But let me tell you, it's super fun. And you get to see family and friends having fun together, drinking together, and it is so nice to see, especially since after last year it was canceled. So just people come together. I've talked to a lot of people excited to kind of nod to their German heritage and just have fun with it. So yeah, that's like super exciting, and this is the last big sort of festival that Bayfront is having before Bentleyville that we have coming up here. So it's super exciting and super fun. And really, as you can see behind me, people are having tons of fun. You can hear the music behind me. So anyway, thank you so much, and this was just so fun.
Well, Abby, after that workout, I'm glad you had some food to eat, because I'm sure you're going to be hungry.
Probably hear me out of breath.
It looks like you're having a blast there. Thank you so much, Abby. Well, as Abby mentioned, Oktoberfest will be running all weekend at Bayfront, and we have hours on our website. But before all the fun at Bayfront, this very festive group kicked off the weekend. The March of the Dachshunds featured about a dozen wiener dogs strutting through Canal Park. The owner of the previous king of the parade says she is hoping to take home another medal this year.
Jimmy is the reigning king of the parade. From 2 years ago, the last Oktoberfest, he won the king with his sister for best costume. So he donned the same costume this year. Reggie is new to the family, so he has new version of the costume. But we're hoping to take home another medal this year.
Well, if you missed out on the parade today, you can still see the Dachshund Derby on Sunday afternoon, when the Wiener Dogs will put their need for speed to the test. Well,
that's a sport.
I was going to say, speaking of the need for speed, Kelly's here.
Wiener dog races. You know, my favorite part of Abigail's live shot was
What's that?
She was genuinely out of breath, and she you could tell in her, she's just like, I just want to toss it back so bad.
And meanwhile,
I'm seeing spots.
She had to put down food to do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
tough
is
call.
what we call journalism dedication, folks. And we want to applaud our reporter Abigail. And hey, we're looking forward to a weekend of football starting with high school tonight, and the Vikings facing a few more challenges than just on the field. Sports is next.
Save up to 60% off during the summer clearance sale at Northwest Outlet.
CBS 3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChef.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
During the 3-day sale at Home Furniture, everything is on sale. Plus, get 3-year special financing with no money down and no minimum purchase. And free shipping. Hurry, the 3-day sale ends Sunday at Home Furniture.
Hi, I'm Jimmy J.J. Walker. If you're on Medicare, listen to this. I called the 1-800 number to see what extra Medicare benefits I could get. An actual person answered, looked up my zip code, and boom, I was offered extra benefits like dental coverage, including dentures, extractions, fillings, plus prescriptions, transportation, meals, and so much more, all at no additional cost. And then I asked about the benefit that adds money to my Social Security check. And get this, I'm entitled to an extra $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year added to my Social Security check. And I was like, dynamite! Call the 1-800 number on the screen and see what you may be entitled to. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-919-1340. That's 1-800-919-1340 now.
Please don't go over there bugging Calvin.
Calvin's my best friend. How could I ever bug him?
Why are you bugging me now, Dave?
Let's get this party rocking. Look at this DNA website. Calvin, we're related.
Say what now?
Turn it up. Bring it in, cuz.
That means you are...
hopefully adopted. Welcome to the family, Cousin Dave.
The Neighborhood. New season begins Monday, 8/7 Central on CBS.
Calling all Bulldogs. Do you consider yourself a diehard UMD Bulldog fan? Send a picture of you or you and your crew all decked out in your Bulldog attire for a chance to be the My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week. Follow the My9 Sports Facebook page and post your pictures there to be entered into our weekly random drawings. Each Fan of the Week will be showcased in our My9 Sports UMD Athletics Broadcast of the Week. The My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week is brought to you by the Duluth Tap Exchange.
Doesn't really matter who you are, where you live, you have it to any family.
People reach a crisis moment and they don't see any other way out.
Suicide is the fourth leading cause of death for people ages 25 to 34. People struggle with it every day.
Hi, I'm Representative Tom Tiffany. If you or your loved one struggles with their mental health and/or thoughts of suicide, no, you are not alone. Reach out for help and talk to someone.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Test, rest, then buy a famous purple mattress now at Home Sleep Express. Get no money down, 3-year special financing with free delivery, free setup, and a 120-day guarantee. The famous purple mattress. It's so sciencey. Now at Home Sleep Express.
Now, CBS 3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
For the Vikings, it's been one of those days you just can't make up. Their training facility in Eagan didn't have power this morning, so they couldn't watch any film in their scheduled morning meetings. And then on top of that, defensive end Everson Griffin was in a car accident after he swerved to miss a deer. So Griffin has a concussion and will miss Sunday's game against the Cardinals. Minnesota is already coming off a disappointing loss to the Cincinnati Bengals, so they're looking to beat the odds. They're currently 3.5-point underdogs on the road.
We had meetings like the old school with the chalkboards and the whiteboards, so we took care of that. We'll catch up the film tomorrow morning when we get back from meetings. But we're excited to get back out there and get back to work and try to be the team that I believe we can be.
Linebacker Anthony Barr is also out, as is Eric Kendricks, who is questionable. Kickoff is at 3:05 p.m. this Sunday in Glendale. Did I sell it well enough? After an unexpected finish from Aaron Rodgers and company in Week 1, the Packers are hoping for a turnaround performance on Monday Night Football against the Detroit Lions, but there will be a vacancy on the field on Monday night. Pass rusher Zadarius Smith has recently been battling a back injury and has been placed on the injured reserve. That'll keep him out at least 3 weeks. On the offensive side of the ball, they'll have to be better in the run game after just 43 total yards on the ground against the Saints.
Again, we just talked about their offensive line, just the movement they were getting up front, big holes in the run game. They put up a lot of points on one of the better defenses in the league, and I think their defense, they fly around and they're physical. I think this is going to be a good old-fashioned NFC North battle. There's not going to be a lot of finesse about this game, I have a feeling. It's going to be a very physical football game.
Monday night's home opener will be the first full-capacity regular season game at Lambeau Field since 2019. And it has been almost 2 years since the Bulldog volleyball team has played a game in Romano Gym. And tonight, UMD opens up NSIC play with a top 25 matchup. Number 5 Wayne State comes into town. UMD has a 30-8 record against the Wildcats. First serve just happened a few minutes ago, and you can actually watch it over on the My9 Sports Network right now. And calling all Bulldog fans, you can send a picture of you and your crew in your Bulldog attire for your chance to be the My9 Sports Fan of the Week. Follow the My9 Sports Facebook page and post your pictures there for a chance to be featured. Each fan of the week will be featured in a My9 Sports UMD Athletics broadcast. And it is Friday night, which means Red Zone Live is on tap tonight on the CBS 3 News at 10. We have a jam-packed show of high school highlights from the gridiron in both Minnesota and Wisconsin. Cloquet getting ready to host Grand Rapids. Pine City is in town to take on Hibbing, and so much more. That's tonight on the CBS 3 News at 10.
Hey, we're looking forward to that.
Both in red.
Yes, we are. Red Zone Live. Thanks, Kelly. Also, tonight on the CBS 3 News at 10, it has been a little over 2 weeks since the last United States troop left Afghanistan. Now, a local firefighter is doing his part to remember the 13 service members who lost their lives guarding the Kabul airport. We'll have that story at 10. Well, Dave, it is Friday. How's Friday night looking?
Wonderful for football tonight.
All right.
It'll be a little bit of Christmas in the air, perhaps, but no big rains. Then again, some folks love that with their football, don't they? Anyway, fair weather's coming to call for the weekend. Mostly sunny and 68 on Saturday, but mostly sunny and 82 on Sunday, followed by another chance for a soaking rain come Monday and Tuesday. And then once Wednesday hits, we're going to drop the bottom out of the temperatures.
Thank you for joining us. Make sure to join us at 10 o'clock.
CBS